important because simply changing a color to a color that bass have never seen before will generate strikes. Because if you look at the color options about most lure colors that are offered at retail tackle stores, they have what's called a base or core selection of color. And no, a lot of times those are the most popular colors, like your black back chartreuse side, your sexy shad, your some type of a crawdad pattern. There's about a half a dozen different patterns that are best sellers, and every company out there makes a lot of these particular colors. And in general, those are the type of colors that you don't want to use as much. I'm not saying they don't work, but there's something to be said for the fact that the more a bass sees a certain color, the less they're going to react to it. And that's why I'm a really big advocate for custom painting lures, painting my own lures, having other people come up with custom colors, and using lures from companies that have a wide color selection. That's one of the things I love about Megabass is they have hundreds of different colors, subtle differences. Sometimes that makes a really big difference in it. Okay, now given that, you've got to start somewhere. So let's run through some conditions here as far as telling you what's some good lure color selections. Let's talk a little bit about lures that have chartreuse in it, which are popular lure colors. Now these can be the typical black back chartreuse side. They can be some type of a perch pattern that has chartreuse, the different shades of chartreuse. Some can be bright, some can be pale, but overall a chartreuse side. One of the things I found out about chartreuse is it catches the biggest fish. Chartreuse is an aggressive color, and if they're whatever the biggest fish in the area is, they usually go for the chartreuse first. But the problem is bass get conditioned really quick to chartreuse because it stands out so much. So chartreuse is a color that I like to use in overcast conditions, in off-colored water conditions, and in conditions where the bass do not have very much fishing pressure. A chartreuse type lure is really, really good when bass are aggressive and you're on a lake that does not get hammered a lot. That's one of the things you need to remember about it. Also, anything with chartreuse in it works really good early in the morning or late in the evening. A lot of times I'll start out with a chartreuse type lure the first couple hours when the sunlight levels are low, and then I'll change it to something else. But if I can get them to bite chartreuse, that is one of my favorite things. Now, sort of along that same type of deal is some type of a pearl or white bait. If you have a pearl or white swim bait or crankbait or jerk bait, it sort of acts the same way as a chartreuse because the pearl and the white really set off a glow in the water. So they're sort of an aggressive color.